Am I the asshole for making my husband go to sleep and then peeing on his face? What do you mean you made the man go to sleep and then you peed on him? Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Nisha. This week's video we'll be doing some Am I the Asshole stories. Stay tuned. So, the first story is, am I the asshole for making my daughter leave because my husband is attracted to her? What you mean you made your daughter leave because your man is attracted to her? Okay. Alright, this is a long one. So, I, 55 years old, female, have been married to my husband and my daughter, stepdad, which is 63 years old, for 4 years. My 23-year-old daughter and I have a complicated relationship. She has been diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder. She has a lot of trauma from watching me and my husband's horrible marriage go down and was bullied in school. When she told me she was being bullied by peers, my view was that all children are innocent. Really tied my hands because I told her that if I said anything to them, I would be an adult harassing a child. She blamed me for that ever since. She keeps referring to this one time where the kid at school called her trash due to the fact that she wasn't taking care of her hygiene due to depression. Not all of my response was telling her to take a shower and I bought her new clothes. The bullying finally ended with an expulsion and a suspension from the ringleaders. She still throws the fact that a school clinic volunteer told her that if she was their kid, she'd have permission to punch back if administrators didn't do anything. I thought that her living with me while she finishes school and gets a job would help heal some childhood wounds if my second husband and I molded a healthy relationship. However, my daughter now doesn't get along with my husband. She is a very introverted, creative person who likes immersing herself in escapism. So she'd get annoyed if she's sitting alone eating and my husband would sit across from her and eat, saying she ate later so she could eat alone. What? However, my husband started acting distant from me and my daughter complained that his eyes lingered for too long. She got angry and there was a lot of shouting and slamming doors. Finally, my husband admitted he's attracted to her and she's hard to be around all day. Said she was a walking temptation and said said that's why he was avoiding sex with me. I was so upset to hear this. I don't blame my daughter for this, but at the same time, the situation has become unbearable. Something would have to give, and I couldn't collect my thoughts with both of them still being in the house. So I gave my daughter money to stay at an extended hotel and asked her to utilize her college emergency financial and housing resources they have for students in need. She responded by storming out and telling my ex, who is now circling social media, using it to paint me as the villain of all villains. Girl, what the... I am not abandoning my daughter. She qualifies for those resources anyway since my ex is unemployed and we are in a substantial amount of debt. I just need time to process the situation and I don't want to leave my house to stay with situation and I don't want to leave my daughter when I have a marriage to figure out whether or not to save. Am I the asshole? You absolutely are the asshole, Becky. What the hell? What you mean you put your daughter out because your man can't stand being around your attractive daughter? First of all, why does he find your daughter attractive? He's a grown ass. How old is he? grown-ass 63-year-old man that finds your young 20-something-year-old daughter still in college, still attractive. Yes, she's of the legal age. However, no. Yes, you are an asshole. And what you mean she should go use resources at her school to find housing and use her college tuition fund to pay for food and her resources? Girl. Yes, you are an asshole. Yes, you absolutely are an asshole. Audience, what do you think?
Absolutely an asshole.
Absolutely.
Because what? You're choosing a man over your daughter?
You're putting that's not even her dad. So
it's given she's done this before. You're a little too comfortable with putting your daughter out.
And then what's going to happen if you and the man don't work out? Then you and your daughter's relationship are now tainted because now you've chosen her over a total stranger.
She's already in a vulnerable state with her new diagnosis. You would think she would have family that she can lean on.
Her mother that would support her.
Right. Exactly.
She's going through things at school, being bullied and all that, and mom is basically, F you. Figure it out yourself.
Your so-called man admitted to being attracted to your daughter, who was old enough to be his daughter or granddaughter, maybe.
Yeah.
And you don't kick him out immediately?
And your solution is you go find somewhere else to live because I have a marriage to figure out.
And then she threw in a little tidbit about them having a dysfunctional relationship. Who cares? That is still your daughter.
You're an asshole. I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You absolutely are the asshole. Yes. What the hell is wrong with you? Girl, please. Anywho. Am I the asshole for making my husband go to sleep and then peeing on his face? What do you mean you made the man go to sleep and then you peed on him? What do you mean? What kind of... Listen, you never know what's going on in people's house. Because what do you mean you made him go to sleep and then you peed on him? What kind of freaky... I, female, 38, I've always had a strange fascination to peeing on sleeping people. When I was a little girl and I would have sleepovers with my friends, I would pee on their hand to make them pee themselves. After a few people found out about that I wasn't allowed to sleep over anymore. Since then, I've always been ashamed of the strange fetish. When I was 28, I got married to Frank, my husband, male, who is also 28. But in the last 10 years, I have never told him about what I like to do, but I have resorted to giving him Benadryl, loads, in parentheses, at night to make him sleep. You're going to jail. You're going to jail, first of all. You're going to jail. Unfortunately, I've had to up the dosage. What do you mean you've had to up the dosage? You're not a doctor. What do you mean? You're acting like you're giving him prescribed medication, talking about you had to up the dosage. Girl. And now he's talking about seeing a hat man before he falls asleep. Question mark. Here's where I'm gonna be an asshole. When he's had bedtime medicine, I drink a lot of water and I pee all over his face. This all started 2 years ago and I'm really concerned about where I'm gonna have to go from here. Does anyone have any recommendation for a prescription sleeping pill so I can give him? I can't bear to see this Benadryl hurt him anymore. Girl, what? Not you asking for a recommendation so you can basically put your man to sleep while you go pee on him. You are a very strange lady. You are very strange. Unfortunately, I've had to up the dosage. Are you his primary care doctor? Because what do you mean you had to up the dosage? Jessica? Audience?
This can't be real. Is this a made-up story?
Listen, I don't know, but people
I
are...
hope this is not real. Did she say she's been peeing on him for 2 years?
She's had a strange fascination with peeing on people from she was a kid. And they have been together the past 10 years, but she knew nothing about it.
Wait, so for the past 10 years she's been peeing on him? And he didn't know? He ain't been waking up smelling like...
Anywho, is she an asshole?
Yeah.
Let me know in the comments.
She's more than an asshole. She needs to be locked up.
Next question. Am I the asshole for leaving during my wife's labor? Brad, yes, you are. My wife went into labor around 6 p.m. on Sunday. We were expecting twins. Ooh. It quickly turned into a very painful process. She kept cutting off the blood pressure to my She kept cutting off the blood pressure to my hand when she squeezed and nearly sprayed my shirt with vomit. Around 3 a.m., my dad calls. I work for my dad's company and we had a presentation for clients Monday morning I had to get ready for. My dad heard my wife was in labor and he told me he needed me on this presentation. First of all, your dad is an asshole. Yeah, let's talk about you and your dad being an asshole. Because what do you mean? Your wife is in labor and your dad knows your wife is in labor and he all of a sudden needs you for a presentation and you're going to go to the presentation and not go see your wife's labor? He said there was nothing I could do to help my wife. And delivery, seeing the baby come out was overrated and people don't prepare you for the gore. Oh. Oh, I thought you were gonna be the asshole, but no, it's your dad. He said he needed me to rest up and make myself presentable for the presentation. My wife's labor was progressing very slowly and we were all certain she would need forceps or another assistance to deliver the babies. I realized that I couldn't help her here and my dad was counting on me, so I told her I needed to leave. She started screaming at me so loudly that a few nurses rushed over to her room. I ended up doing the presentation with the clients and things went well. I leave the office and see a text on my phone that said my wife delivered an hour ago around 10:30 a.m. and that they had to use forceps. I would have missed the meeting and I stayed, and my dad has given me everything he possibly could have given me in life, so I didn't want to let him down. Am I the asshole? I had responsibilities I had to take care of while my wife is screaming at me saying that she was alone when they destroyed her body. I'm the only one who works with her mom herself and that she was emotional and overreacting. My wife even went as far as to say that her family would disown her if she was the first of them to divorce, but that she doesn't consider me her husband right now. I don't even have to say anything. You already know. Between you and your dad, I can't tell which one of you are the bigger asshole. Cause what you mean? What do you mean your wife is in labor and you left her to go to a presentation and your dad was okay with you leaving your pregnant wife who's in labor with twins to go to this presentation? What's so important? Y'all know better. Come on. Listen, be careful who y'all sleep with, are with, in a relationship with, get married with, much less have a baby with, because people are shit. The bedroom equalizer. Is she the asshole? I'm just gonna get straight to it. My 25 female boyfriend, 28, likes to be called daddy in bed while we're being intimate. I've obliged, and this request is starting to creep me out, and I've decided I don't want to do it anymore. He's not happy with it and insists it has nothing to do with the connotation of the word. He just simply enjoys hearing it. Since he wasn't budging on the issue, I told him I'd like for him to call me grandma. Girl! Not grandma. I told him I'd like for him to call me grandma in bed as a compromise. Girl, what? He didn't like the option and said it was giving him visuals he would prefer not to have. Respectfully. Like, okay, join the club. Anyway, the last time he tried to initiate intimacy with me, I started to refer myself as grandma in the third person. In parentheses, do you like when grandma does that, etc.? And he flew off the handle, said I ruined the mood, made him feel gross, and that I was being ridiculous. I think I proved my point, but he thinks I'm being an asshole. So am I the asshole? Girl. I don't think you're an asshole. I don't think you're an asshole, but I do think, however, that you are wild for wanting your boyfriend to call you grandma during sex. People have some weird fetishes. Yes.
I don't think she really wanted to be called grandma. I think she wanted him to make him feel icky as she felt icky calling him daddy.
But daddy
she was trying to make a point. She was trying to make a point, like, I don't like it. This is how it makes me feel. So I'm going to make you feel how I feel, and then maybe we can come
right, but from daddy to grandma is like...
But my thing is, she didn't feel comfortable calling him daddy because maybe she thought of her dad. She was uncomfortable. So she was like, okay, I'm going to say you're grandma. I'm going to say I'm grandma. That way you can envision grandma and how it turns you off. Just like when I envision my dad and it turns me off. Like,
y'all, is she an asshole?
I don't think so.
I don't think she's an asshole. I think she proved her point and I need an update. So, Rebecca, if you see this and you're watching, please drop an update. Please. That's insane. Okay. Am I the asshole for laughing at my friend's trauma? Okay. Me, 22 years old, and my friend, 24 male, were hanging out recently, and he started telling me about how he was bullied a lot in middle school. A lot of his stories were very sad, and I showed him my compassion and said, I'm sorry it happened and all of that. Okay. That's very nonchalant. What do you mean on all of that? Anyways, but then eventually he told a very specific story and I found to be hilarious. He said that one of the kids that bullied him in his class got up in the middle of class to use the restroom and he was exiting the classroom. He came to my friend and farted on his face. This gotta be some bullshit. Y'all making up stories, because what do you mean he farted on his face? The second he said, I burst out laughing with tears and I couldn't stop for at least 3 minutes. I genuinely think that this is hilarious. This is a hilarious situation. I understand that it is bullying and that as a child it's definitely traumatic, but I can't help but find it funny. Well, after I finished laughing, my friend said that I'm an asshole and cried. So, am I an asshole? Yeah. That's it. That's all I have. Yeah, you're an asshole. But I also think this is a made-up story because what do you mean he came over to your friend and farted on his face? What do you mean? What the hell is going on in y'all lives? What? Like, I just want to be on a fly on the wall because what do you mean? Okay, last story, guys. Ooh, this title is something. Okay, so she didn't title it Am I the Asshole? It just says fiance cheated with stepdad. Okay, this hurt me deeply. My stepfather cheated on my mother with my fiance, and I need to explain the context to make it make sense. My mother is close friends with my fiance's mother, who lives abroad. Before I ever met my fiance, my stepfather was overseas and stayed at my fiance's house. During that time, they spent a lot of time together. Eventually, they made out and even went to a motel once, where they both claimed nothing happened. Why y'all going to a motel together? Y'all are not in a relationship together. Why are y'all going to... Okay. Years later, my fiance and I met and began our relationship. Despite this, she continued sending flirtatious texts to my stepfather behind both my mother's and my back. This behavior continued even after I proposed to her and gave her a ring. Why would you propose to her knowing that she's possibly sleeping with your dad? First of all, red flag number 1. Ding, ding, ding. Hello. What do you mean you went ahead and proposed to her even though she was basically already cheating on you? Okay. When my stepfather finally confessed, I confronted her. Only then did she admit to everything. Her explanations felt dishonest and dismissive. She claimed she was scared and didn't know how to stop the texting. That makes no sense to me. How can someone claim to love me while hiding something like this and throwing years of our relationship away? What makes this even more disturbing is that the age difference. She was 23 when they first met, and my stepfather was, 55. The inappropriate communication and continued until she was 27. So, is she an asshole for what? What did you do after? Like, I need more of the story. What happened? Like, are you an asshole for calling off the wedding, breaking up with your fiance, or did you cut off your dad? What happened? I want to know. I need more to this story. But absolutely, like, this is insane because one, you saw the red flags and you went ahead and you painted them green, and you still went ahead and proposed to this person knowing that they have been sending flirtatious messages to your stepdad for years before y'all even got together, and it continued even after. So what did you think was gonna happen? But again, I need more context because that can't be it. But anyways, let me know how y'all like these stories down below, and let me know who you think is an asshole and who is not, because these are insane. Anywho, I hope you liked today's video and stay tuned for the next one. Bye.